have a sip of coffee. Okay, so every time that I try to start filming this video, I just can't do a proper intro because everything just sounds really awkward. But here we go. So today I am just going to film myself getting ready, just putting on my everyday makeup look because I don't know, it just really creates that mindset of me going to work. Like I need to tick off a lot of errands on my list. No, not errands, just like small little tasks that I need to accomplish for the day. And yeah, I don't know, it just really makes me feel good to like look good and then like put on clothes that aren't pajamas and just gives me motivation and energy for the day. So yeah, we are going to start. So I don't have anything on my face, only moisturizer and an eye cream. But before we start, my hair is quite distracting. Like the bangs have grown so long. I don't know what to do with them. I don't have the courage to like chop them off myself. So we are just going to pin those back. So I just have these cute little pins that I got from an Instagram shop before. I don't remember where, but they're pretty cute and they're pink. And there you go. We have a 12-year-old in the house. We are going to start with the base. The first step I always do is to put on a primer. So the primer that I usually use on my T-zone is this. It's the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. So it just looks like this. It's really cute. And it's almost out because I always use it every single day before the quarantine even happened. So I'll just use my fingers to like put it on. I mainly concentrated on the nose because I do have pores there that I want to fill in, and I just really love this primer. It feels like velvet, and then it also controls the sebum on my face. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to use a different primer, which is the Hourglass Mineral Primer Veil. So this is pretty expensive, but I love it. It works. It's very hydrating, but not to the point that you're going to be oily the whole day. So I'm just gonna put some on the chin. Then what we're going to do is I do have black circles under my eyes. It's pretty bad, even though I try to sleep early and like regulate my sleeping schedule. I still do have black circles, so we are going to cover that using a corrector. So I usually use the Bobbi Brown corrector in light peach, and I love this product because it does have a peachy tone, so it can counteract that blue color that I have on my eyes. So what I do is I just get a small fluffy brush and then just use that to like put the primer in place. No, not the primer. Put the corrector in place. So I just try to focus it on the under eye area. And then I use the natural heat of my fingers to like melt it into the skin. And I also do tapping motions because if you rub it, you'll create wrinkles under your eyes, and we don't want that. And then the other eye. Okay, so there you go. I feel like I am looking alive already because I've already covered the dark circles under my eye. And then the next step is to go to foundation. The foundation that I'm going to use today is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Gel Foundation, and I am in the shade Light Beige. And I really love this because it actually covers all of my acne scarring, but it's still very light and my skin still looks like skin. So this is really a great product. So what I would do is I would just pump a few at the back of my hand, and then I'll use a beauty blender to like spread it all over my face. So I love to work like in sections. So I want to start with my forehead, and then my right, and then my cheeks, and then I go with the chin area. I don't usually put foundation on my nose because it kind of looks very unnatural. Like throughout the day it gets very cakey and very dry, so it really looks like I have a ton of makeup on. So I just love leaving that area without foundation. So let's start applying makeup. Okay, so we are done with the base, with the foundation, and I don't usually put a lot of foundation because it tends to get cakey. So to cover the acne scarring, I would only use concealer, so I could just spot correct them. And I love using the NARS Creamy Concealer Soft Matte Complete Concealer in medium 1 custard, and then I just use a small precision brush to like target the areas that has acne scarring. So I have a lot of acne scarring in the forehead, on the forehead, like here on the sides. I have one here. As I told you guys earlier, I don't use foundation on my nose, so I just use a little bit of concealer to like cover some redness. And then I'll use the natural heat of my fingers to like melt the concealer with the skin. God, don't you just love concealers? Like, it covers everything up. So anyway, on a normal day, I don't use a liquid concealer for the under eyes. I just use the same concealer and the same brush to like create a small triangle under the eye. And then use again the natural warmth of my fingers to like melt the product with the skin. There you go. We are looking alive. So I also love this concealer for the under eyes because it is also very hydrating, and I do have very crusty under eyes. Like, it can get crusty during the middle of the day and it's not a nice look, but this one, it just gets really very looking natural throughout the day, so it kind of fades like very nice. So now we are going with the brows. Usually if I am pretty lazy in the mornings, or like I'm rushed and I don't have any time, I just use the Glossy Boy Brow because I love that. It just fills the brow. I use the one in the color black because I do have natural black hair, and it just really fills up the brow. I have pretty filled brows, but I do have a bald spot here that I want to fill in. So using the boy brow is really amazing. But like, if I do have time and I want to really look cute and very snatched, I do use a powder and then a gel after to like just keep everything in place. So I'll just brush up the brows with like any spoolie that I can find. So here, let's brush them up and just like prep them for some amazingness. There, and then I usually use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo in Ebony, and then I just use the darker shade here, and then I don't know, slanted brow brush. So I'll just get the product, and I mainly focus the product at the end because my bald spot is at the end. So I start with the bottom first, and then fill it upwards. So there, I'm just filling my brows, following the natural shape of my brows, and then I focus the product more at the end to like create a tail, and then whatever is left with the brush, I just try to brush it up here in the front to like create an ombre effect. So I do the same with the other eyebrow. There. And then I just try to use a spoolie again to like make sure everything is blended. Oh, wrong side. There you go. We have filled brows. What is left is we are going to put a brow gel on it, so like everything is in place. Today I'll use the Sunny Space Life Brow in ash brown. So now we are done with the brows. We're going to like finish the face. After everything has already set in, I would love to use a powder, especially under my eyes because it might get creasy. I do love using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in the shade medium, and then I just use a big fluffy brush for that. So I'm gonna look up and like put on powder under the eye. Then just a light sweep of powder all over the face. There, once we're done with the powder, I'm going to start with bronzing. But during the summer, I love using cream products more. So what I have here is the Sunny Space Air Blush Cheek. Sunny Space Air Blush. I can't speak. So what I have here is the Sunny Space Air Blush Cheek Tint in Biscuit. So this is a pretty, like a bronzy color almost, but it doesn't really show up that much on my skin. But it creates an illusion of like contouring, but not very harsh, like very natural. So I'm just going to use my fingers and then just try to like line it. And then spread it up so that I could create dimension on my face because I lost it when I put on foundation. So we're going to bring back that dimension and some warmth and color back to the face. So this is such an easy product to use because it's very creamy. It's very creamy and it doesn't like dry very fast. So you can work it onto the skin. And then also it dries in a powder finish. So like oily skin type people like me can use it even during the summer. So I'm also going to extend it towards my temples and my forehead for that overall bronzy look. So I also make sure to like have it reach the hairline. So you don't want any harsh lines. Swiping it upwards will do a better contour than just like swiping it side by, like swiping it like this. After it's all blended at the side of my face, we're going to focus it on the nose, on the side of the nose, to like contour it a little bit. So I just form 2 lines and then circle it at the end and then just spread it. To like create a narrow bridge nose. And then I'll also just put it under my chin, like here, to also create a shadow. And just like for everything to be very cohesive. Not sure if it's like coming off great in the camera, but it already brought color on my face. Like warmth that I love during the summer. So now we're done bronzing the face. We are going to go with the blush. Again, I love cream blushes, so we're going to use another Sunny's product, which is the Sunny's Face Air Blush Cheek Tint in Peach. So I prefer a peachy toned makeup on an everyday basis. So I do have a lot of peach blushes, but this is the only cream one that I do have. So I just smile and then target the cheekbones, like the apple of the cheeks. And then I'll also try to extend it towards the side because I do have a larger frame face. So this creates an illusion that I have a small face instead. So when like using cream products, just make sure that everything gets blended. Like you don't want a look that's like you have a blotch of color just right here on your face. You want it to get really blended with everything else. Now whatever is left, I try to like put it over the nose for like a very more natural look. So there you go, we are done with the blush. Now we are going with highlight. Highlight is probably my favorite product. Like it just brings life to the face more. So I love using the MAC Color Base it's the matte cream color base in Shell. I just really love this as a highlight. As you see, I have already hit 10. So what I do is I just use my fingers again and just put it on the highest points of my cheeks. And then extend it to the brow bone as well. And there you go. Not sure if it's picking it up, but we are shining people. And also at the bridge of my nose. In this area too. For the last step, we are just going to do the lips on an everyday basis. Although I do love my reds, I prefer a more neutral color more. So I tend to go to like nudes, like warm nudes. I think light nudes just really makes me look very washed and it doesn't suit me. So I prefer neutral to darker tones. So today we are going to use the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Amazonian. So there you go. That is everything. What is left is to spray my face with Fix Plus so everything could mix. Like everything will be very blended and like very natural looking and like I woke up like this. I usually spray a lot, which is why I'm worried because I am running out and I can't go to the mall. So there you go. You are just going to wait for that to dry up. But while doing that, we are going to remove the pins because I am done looking like a 12-year-old. Just gonna fluff that up because I quickly flatten up my hair. Well, this is the final look. I use this routine and just change up the lip into whatever shade that I like on days that I do have like meetings or like on the weekends or have to meet up with people, like important stuff, because I don't usually wear makeup when I do go to work, like outside my house, because I want my skin to breathe. But yeah, that is my usual go-to routine of like everyday makeup look. And yeah, I hope you guys just really enjoyed this video. Maybe next time I'll do a fun one like with eyeshadow of like pinks or blues or anything like that. And yeah, I'll just see you guys next time. Bye!